Hello? What the fuck is happening? Hold on. Is my game not capturing? Okay. Dang, we got 11 people watching already. What the fuck is this? Hello, what's up? How's it going, everyone? I was shocked. Okay, before we started, is my audio volume good? Is it loud? I'm not sure. Okay. What's up, everyone? Welcome. Okay, let me check my... Finally get the real ghost girl streaming. Yeah. No. Okay, give me a sec. Let me check the audio real quick. Okay, go. Okay, game audio is fine. Okay, we'll see if I could finish Zach's POV tonight. Check no meowing. Check for now. Yeah, no meowing. Anyways, as you guys watch the previous game, I did play Hannah's POV, and it was girly got how do you say this? Girly got why is my game? Hold on, give me a sec real quick. I'ma fix something. This is gonna be really fast. Okay. I don't know why is it color white. Give me a sec. No, just why is it white font? I don't know if it's chat background. Don't want it white, but okay, hold on, give me a sec. Let's do it purple. There you go. See if it's gonna change. Correct. Was changing something. Okay, let's go. Okay, this is Zach's POV. If you guys can see, I did change pretty much everything. Because, bro, when we go over here, she'll get, how do you say this? She'll get, what do you call this? Possessed. So I have to redo it again. What about Isabel? Is it the same thing too? Oh, we're supposed to be able to go over here. Either way. Yeah, either way it's fine. Are you guys ready? I'm drink some water first before we continue. My stream bugged? Why do I see 19 people watching? Hello? Hello, what's up everyone? How's it going? For those who's new here, I'm playing... I feel like it's loud. I'm playing a horror visual novel. It's a game where basically it's just with text, and also it has a voice acting, and voice acting are top notch. Are you okay? You sound out of breath. I'm usually like that, but either way, let's get going. Wait, give me a sec. Okay, let me prepare. Okay, a pleasant aroma hits me long before I cross the threshold. Faint but light and warm, a reminder of what home is. Is my audio good? Okay. Past turn but commending gaze. Ma's tender smile and the sunlight filtering through the eaves in the morning. and the distant smell of cinnamon and vanilla as it drifts through the air every time something cooks from the room. Huh? The fuck? The room. Our room. Ma and Pa's pride and joy. My sister and I too, eventually. But we ain't allowed there. Not yet. Not until we're tall or older. Not until we learn how to take care of ourselves and not burn our hand or reach the cupboard without having to be lifted.
But a little peek wouldn't hurt, yeah?
Uh-huh. Is the game audio much louder than me? Hold on a sec. Because I keep seeing the line. I don't really know. Anyways, let's get going. The floorboards are cold under my feet more than it usually is. The walls more forbidding than what I'm used to. Farther and farther the room goes. Ma's singing disease and Pa.
No, please wait.
What's happening?
I'll be good. I'll sleep on time. Don't go.
I can't hear Pa. Dang, what the fuck? What the fuck was that? Okay. Not above the raucous clanging and the deafening roar of gunshot, nor the scream replacing the comforting soft melodies. There's only the blinding fear. When my foot slips, the red sea that catches me is bitter and frigid, but the blood that drips in my hand is warm, warm, warm. It ain't my blood. The walls stumble and everything goes quiet. My God. What the fuck was that? Dude. It takes a few moments for everything to fall into place. For my eyes to adjust to the relative darkness of the room. Despite the pleasant chill the AC brings, my shirt is clinging tightly to me, and my blanket is tangled mess around my throat. Morning has not even arrived, and yet...
Way too early for this thing, man.
And too long. Too long since the last I've woken up drenched in my own sweat, head littered with thoughts that are gone as soon as my eyes open. All too often only imprints and brief images that are left to haunt me for the rest of the day, or until my mind forgets about it. I got whichever comes first. Yet, vivid or not, what little I can remember does not matter. Stream just started and someone is already dead. Oh my God. Yeah. Okay, let me hold on a sec. I'm gonna do something. Where is the font? I'm gonna put the font over here, and the chat goes beneath me. And then I go up. There you go. Guys, you can see it now. Is it 𝘁𝗏𝙗𝙀? Okay. I think that's 𝘁𝗏, I guess. I don't really care that much. Let's go. Regardless, the desperation sticks, clawing up, pushing, urging me to relieve every moment, every sensation, and... My God, I got scared. There's a twinkle in Ma's eyes when she looks up from her work, flour dusting her nose and cheeks. The scent of freshly baked bread wafts from the oven as soon as Pa opens, and the homely fragrance of honeys fills the room. He reaches out. What's happening to me talking, bruh? I've been talking for like hours now, and for some reason I just can't speak. Either way, let's go. How about I'ma change something real quick. Can I actually, hold on. Can I actually, no, not this one. Okay, give me a sec. It's just, It's just how do you do this? Is it tab? Is it oh no. Is it tab? Is it alt tab? Is it shift? What the fuck? You know what? I don't want to bother. I was trying to change it to small to like cut it out. But for some reason I just can't. Either way, let's just read. It reaches up the wall. Huh? He reaches up to wipe the small bead of sweat away from his forehead before gesturing for me to come closer the moment he spots me on my little hiding place behind the door. He expected me to be angry, but he spat on my... He's... What? Well... Oh my god, I cannot speak. But he spat but he spat on my back when I came in within his arm reach is encouraging enough. My god, happening. Okay, her I don't know why, but I'm fucking sweating as fuck just reading. Okay, let me drink water. We'll figure it out. Okay. We'll have to taste this first before we put it up for the sale tomorrow. You up for it, little man? Is it good enough? A knock cuts through the air before I can answer. Sharp, heavy, demanding, familiar. So distantly familiar. Ma urges me out of the kitchen when Pa moves to answer it. But I know what waits outside. The taste of blood in my mouth sends up unpleasant churning in my guts. Ma's apron wrinkled under my tight grip. Bruh. Something snapped back into place. My bed remains in an utter disarray. The walls still need a new paint job, and the wall ticking opposite. God, I cannot read. The clock wall. Wait, what? The wall clock. Sorry, the wall clock ticking opposite my bed is unsettling as ever. What the fuck is? Am I having a stroke? But I can't even read. Ash is right. I should have already replaced that when I had the chance.
You're no longer there, Zachary. Here and there are miles apart. Calm down. Breathe.
The pressure of my own finger against my temple is welcome sensation over the anxiety gripping me. It never really did anything to stave off the headache sure to follow after this before, but it grounds me. A little reminder that I am safe away from the place I once called home from Ma and Pa's. The urgency with each rap that follows finally chases away the ghost threatening to hang around. Why anyone thinks it's a good idea to knock at someone else's door this late confuses me. Nana would chase them all away with a broom if she was here. But no matter what, it's a welcome break from the thoughts about it to take a morbid turn if left festering. It's probably just Ash, anyway, looking for a place to freeload, crash. Looking for a place to crash. Wonder of wonders why he's bothering with the courtesy when he never did so before. Even with that hunch, though, habit compels me to check who it is first through the people. Better safe than sorry, they say. Except the person that greets me on the other side ain't him. Unless his hair grew longer overnight and he started wearing a ponytail, of course, which I highly doubt. Is it Isabella, our Filipino girl? I highly doubt will happen anytime soon, no matter how funny that looks in my head. I waste no time opening the latches.
Isabella, it's late.
Oh, wait, what date is this? That's what I want to know. Hold on, give me a sec. Oh, this is the time when wait, is this? Hold on. Is this the time when she met up the ghost girl from her work? Ah, naruhodo. That's a bit hot. There's something I can quite pinpoint in her eyes when she looks up. Her face a pallid shade, shoulder tense, breathing heavy, and uncontrollable shaking in her hands she's trying to hold back. Hide, if I didn't know any better.
Hey, Zach. Sorry, I know it's weird for me to show up at this hour, but you're the
Okay, I
closest
get
to my
it now.
office, and
She was in the office when she got attacked, and then after that we went to Hannah's POV. So yeah.
No, 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 no. It's perfectly fine. I'm not really working on anything right now.
Really?
Do you want to come in?
Yeah. Wait, give me a sec, my mic.
is it all right? I know you should be sleeping at this hour, but I thought... I'm sorry, I just thought... I have no idea why I went here. My feet just moved on their own after I got out of the office, and...
And what?
Sorry.
She trails off, her voice lost in a muggy night air. I wait for her to say more, but instead her only response is a downward shift of her gaze back to her still trembling hand, as if the motion alone is enough of an explanation. A minuscule gesture. Easy to miss if one is not paying attention. But for someone who has seen the same expression in a mirror, done the same thing too many times when night terrors are inevitable, it is not.
Hey, don't worry about it. At least you not. Ash just barges in and crashes on the couch whenever he feels like it.
Ay,
I swear that guy is one fine hairline away from being a criminal. Besides, you already know you can count on me whenever.
let's go. Give me a sec. Without waiting for an answer, I step away from the door and how do you pronounce this word? Saunter over the kitchenette. For a few seconds, only the clicking of plates can be heard above the constant tick-tock. Late as it may be for a snack, but the familiar motion keep me occupied, steering my mind away from a dangerous thought. Zack, the anime protag. Isabella's company is not an unwelcome either. Whatever her reason for showing up here at such hour doesn't matter. I'll be damned if I just turn her away, 𝗱𝙁𝙁 is. The door clicks shut behind her when she finally enters, feet shuffling softly against the tiled wall. In all years I've known her, she has never once lost her ever upbeat spirit. Yet in this particular moment, as she stands in my doorway, holding her arms close to herself, as if I'm looking at someone completely withdrawn with the person I've come to know all these years. Excuse me.
Do you want to drink or eat anything? I haven't restocked my food stash yet, so ingredients may be a bit limited. But I'm sure I can whip something up with what I have here.
Just water will do, please.
Yeah, she saw the ghost, and I think the whole, her coworker dying and just seeing the ghost is just up to, yeah, I don't really know.
Zach.
What? No additional food requests?
My God, look at Zach's face.
That's new. I'll put something together for you anyway. Feel free to make yourself at home. You ain't exactly a new visitor here. Although my room's not at its most presentable right now. Sorry, didn't have time to fix things up here lately.
It's okay. I don't mind.
Sorry, I accidentally clicked that. Usually you should have something more to say about that. A witty remark to provoke a laughter or two. Nothing from her this time. Only a weak smile before she takes a seat on the couch and a silence that stretches out until what we left hanging feels disconcerting. Before everything turns stifling and awkward, I continue talking, if only to keep the dead air at bay. How is one supposed to keep a conversation when the person you're talking to is like this?
Anyway, Gigs, can you believe this one client we got? Boss had all my scheduled shoots shifted after they caught wind of this couple buying a new property.
You sound like Speed Boost.
Man, must be nice to have all the money in the world.
Very true.
The world itself moves for you, huh?
She curled up on one side of the couch and hugging her knees close when I bring the tray carrying the sandwich and the water she requested. She started to lighten up a bit as I'm unloading the content, but pauses as soon as I hold up my hand in a halting gesture.
You're a guest. Didn't I say you're free to make yourself at home? Here's your water. Careful.
The tremor in her hands, though lighter now, still hasn't subsided when she reaches out for the glass. I gave her a questioning look, but she is quick to avert her eyes, keeping herself occupied by taking small gulp of water. Or maybe she just doesn't want me asking questions. Worrying. This sudden loss for words, this bout of quiet not normally present in our chat. Even the creaking of the old chair when I usually take the seat is a welcome break. Although the company is familiar, this has gone way past unnerving.
What happened? Overtime at work?
She doesn't answer immediately. Another gulp drains her glass of its remaining content. One would think it will be enough to help her recover, yet she doesn't lose her taut grip on the glass as she cradles it on her lap. Her eyes takes an unfocused gaze when she speaks again.
Yeah.
Sorry, my English
Boss
are
handed me extra work today.
dying.
After what happened to Rose.
Yep, her coworker died. I don't know, for some reason I kept thinking I never show Rose the coworker she's not even part of the main crew, and I didn't show her letter and she got brutally murdered on the news too, and so I was like, I don't think it's about the letter anymore. I'm not.
Rose. Why do I feel like you've mentioned her before? Sorry, I'm better with remembering faces than names.
She was my coworker.
Damn.
That will take some getting used to. I was just talking to her the other day.
Was? Did she resign or something?
My God, Zach.
I think I'm missing a few details here, Bella.
Stop.
You've never met her. I think I did mention her once or twice. It doesn't matter. You probably heard her name recently from the news than me.
Something clicks then. A little memory from the night before. A bright red light from the dark room, the strong odor of the stop bat, and the television barely audible murmur in the background, and a glimpse of a bloody room. The news is everywhere, even in the morning that follows. I just didn't think I just didn't think it will strike someone this close to me.
Damn.
Oh God.
I didn't mean to bring that up.
It's right.
No, like I said, it'll take some getting used to, but it'll get better. I hope
Yeah.
it
It will.
will. Things might become a little busier for me, though. She left a lot of things unfinished, and I'm one of the few people in the office who knows how she works.
Just so you know, I'm pretty sure everybody is watching a lot of VTubers, especially in the EN part. The person who's voicing her was actually Amelie or Monarch. If you guys know who that is. Honestly crazy, because I never expected that. I even thought the voice actor of Bella was a Filipino. But not Amelie. Dang.
Boss thinks the transition will be easier if I handle it.
That explains it. Well, just don't forget you still need rest.
Oh, nice. Yeah, I would never expect that. Hey, what's up, laid back? Dang, That is the first time I see you on chat. What's up? How's it going? Welcome to the stream.
Even the most hard-working people I know don't keep hours as late as this. Hell, the subway stopped running hours ago. Crime rate might be lower here than most places, but that doesn't mean you can walk around freely in the middle of the night.
It's just for today.
Uh-huh.
Still a good thing you dropped by here first. I'm not just about to let you walk out here alone, especially not in the middle of the night.
Yeah.
Who knows what else could happen? I'm not saying you should go right now, but I could accompany you home if you...
No! Wait, please!
Oh, she doesn't like it. How do you say it? The vehement? The vehement? The vehement tension in her voice makes me pause, and it is in this instant that the match she's been keeping up falls apart, if only for a short while. Right there and then, I understood what's hiding behind her unconfused stare from the moment she arrives. Fear. Pure, adulterated fear? Okay. It's disturbing to see such marrying her usual upbeat. How do you... Oh my god, these words are... It's so hard to pronounce. Wait, I don't even know what the fuck was that supposed to mean. Yeah. With a sight I cross a small distance separating us and kneel in front of her. She doesn't flinch when I do so. However, the way she appears to make herself smaller against the couch is telling enough.
Bella, this ain't just about your coworker, is it? What is it really about? I'm all ears.
Dang. The sound of glass shattering rents through the air as soon as her holds on it loosen. I don't know why they keep using language like that. It's so formal and like not for a game. I guess the British I don't really know. In the span of a few seconds, her breathing grows labored.
I don't know. I don't know anymore.
She claps her hand over her ears, pressing it tightly against the side of her head. Her voice grows weaker with each word. Each plea coming out of her mouth. What? Each flea coming out of her mouth.
Please,
okay.
Please don't leave me alone. I don't want to be alone right now.
Yeah.
I can't shake it off. Everywhere it's...
Shake it off. I'm just kidding.
Everywhere's not safe and...
Oh my god, I'm so sorry.
Alright, Isabella. Look at me. Look at me.
Shake it. I am. I cannot. I'm so stupid, bro. What did I even say? Yeah, okay. Oh god, shit. Okay. Wait, sorry. Why am I laughing at my own joke? The fuck? I'm not this lonely, bro. Okay. Okay. God. Okay. Okay. Oh. Okay. My hands are firm. My hands are firm on her shoulders when I... Okay, God. You know, let's just read this part. It takes every force of will to ignore the terror in her eyes, in favor of taking control of the situation. Too close, too familiar.
Breathe. Breathe. You're safe here. Inhale. Hold. Exhale. Stay in the present. I'm here. No one's gonna hurt you.
Zach is such a nice dude, bro.
You wanna talk about it?
Imagine having friends like this. The force of which she shake her head is enough reason to drop the topic altogether.
Please, No more. I don't want to remember anymore.
Okay, no more talking. I won't ask anymore. Can I get you anything? Another glass of water? I think I have a tub of that pistachio ice cream you love so much. We're gonna have to clean this mess first. Will you be fine on your own for a little while?
She nods lightly before retreating into herself again. No more words are exchanged after that, and I take that as my cue to start cleaning the shard littering the floor before either one of us gets hurt. The quiet hum of the AC is a pleasant distraction as I go over the menial task. More so than her ragged draws of breath or my little feeble attempt to tell a quick story or two, but the latter does the trick. Soon enough, she already drifts off by the time I return with the promised glass of water, her chest racing and falling in a steady rhythm, the strain on her shoulder gone. Frankly, I've never seen her this still. She mumbles something I don't quite catch when I carry her to an empty bed and hugs herself tightly against the mess of the blanket. In spite of the fact that she appears relaxed, the small frown on her face hasn't quite disappeared. Whatever happened to her won't be leaving her anytime soon. But for her sake, I hope it won't stay long with her. Because no matter what promises I made, this is kind of fear no person could shield her from. I should know. There are still questions left to be answered. But the late hour, coupled with the sudden exhaustion, made my old couch a more comfortable bed than it typically is. Okay, it's already October. Nani? Wait, huh? 25? Oh, naruhodo. Darkness immediately welcomes me as soon as my head hits the makeshift pillow. I can only wish a dream would keep at a distance for now. Hold on, give me a sec. Let me refresh my chat real quick. Okay, for both of us. Is it already 25? Dang, that was fast. The few notes, while muffled, are enough to wake me. In the end, it became one of those nights when sleep passes like a blink and is plagued with the vague, fuzzy thoughts. I lift a hand to rub away the drowsiness from my eyes, although it does a little to relieve the gritty, burning sensation from my eyelid. Outside, the sun has yet to peek over the horizon, but the night has already given away to the cool morning light, washing everything in a subtle gray hues. At this hour, the entire city remains unstirring. Ordinarily, whatever the fucking word, it's so hard to say that shit as word. Ordinarily, waking up from my own alarm means abusing the snooze button twice or thrice just to catch those precious few extra minutes of sleep. But the persistent ringing makes it impossible now.
This better be good.
Groggily, I scramble for the bag, sitting at the foot of the bed. The ringing still hasn't even stopped. Even as I fish the phone out, and Ashton's name flashes brightly on the screen when I turn it on. Must be pretty urgent if he hasn't dropped the call.
Took you long enough, Z-Man.
Ay,
Ashton, it's 6 in the morning. Sun hasn't even risen. Hell, my brain ain't even awake yet.
ay.
Stop calling me Z-Man.
It's 6:20, Zach.
I hate Ash.
You want to talk? Give me back my 5 extra minutes, Ash. I want my sleep.
Hey, don't make fun of me. I can be a more person too if I want to.
Ay.
What's this all really about? You don't usually make calls around this hour. Is the world ending today?
Sorry about that. Becca rang me up a few minutes ago looking for Isabella. Said she didn't show up in her own apartment last night. We both tried calling, but her phone seems to be off. Do you have any idea where...
I should have known you two would come looking for her first thing in the morning.
Not a laughing matter, Zach. You can't really let your guard down with everything that's happened here recently. You've heard about the Cooper woman from the news. Everyone in the precinct has been restless ever since the incident the other day.
Yeah, I get what you mean. Listen, Ash, about Bella.
I let my voice trails off, unsure of how to go about recounting last night. If I should even say anything to him. He may be a close friend, but at the end of the day, whatever's bothering her ain't mine to speak of it in the first place. On the bed, Isabella. What in the fuck? Isabella, sorry. Isabella, sorry. Isabella remains as still when I transfer her the night before. Sometime during her sleep, she pull up a blanket over herself and tuck it into it comfortably. Like this, it's easy to forget the horror in her eyes and how much her hand and lips tremble. Save for her grip. How the fuck do you say this? Save for her firm grip on the edge of the cover, she appears nearly as normal as she would any other day. Oh my god. Almost.
I'm not really sure how to go about this while being...
Yeah, my English sucks ass.
Zach, what about her?
Something, the worry, the concern must have surfaced in my tone because his own shifting. Carefully, as if he's preparing for the worst.
Look, you don't have to worry about her. She's with me right now. Since last night, in fact.
I'm gonna have an English lesson with you from now on to help you. Oh no.
Oh, why didn't you just say so earlier?
I don't know why, but some letter are so hard to pronounce. Just like, I mean, I know how to pronounce it if in my head, but I just cannot say it because some words are just, it's hard to pronounce because of the certain letters. You know what I'm saying?
She kind of knocked in the middle of the night. I couldn't possibly wake you two over that. And with how things are when she arrived, I thought it'd be best if I let her rest first. I just wasn't expecting people would be looking for her before the rooster even crows.
Oh.
You could have at least called her something. Becca's beside herself with worry when she found out. You know how much she frets about the smallest stuff.
We can tell.
I know. I'm sorry. That was a lapse on my part. And I just didn't think... Okay, you know what? Rebecca's worries ain't completely baseless.
No. Did I click?
Isabella hasn't been her usual self since the movie. Maybe even before that. I don't know if I should be opening my mouth about this, but Bella didn't outright say I shouldn't, so...
So something's wrong then?
Yeah.
I'm not quite sure, to be completely
I
honest.
know.
I couldn't get the story out of her.
For someone who is a very, very good detective like Ash is kind of dense with, feelings. Like, why is it so fucking stupid?
Really? I thought you'd learned something from me by now.
That's not it. Ash, when she appeared at my doorstep last night, she was shaking, and when I tried to ask her about it, she just panicked. Had this frightened look on her face. I'd be surprised if this was the first time I've seen it, but it ain't. Dude, the first time, she was screaming.
First time? When was this?
When you were gone and didn't want to
You weren't
meet up.
talking about the thing in the movie house, are you? Because that was just us fooling around. Granted, I think I went overboard with the joke, but...
Bro, I
No,
should already
it happened
told
the
you
day
guys
after.
about it, but you guys didn't.
When she invited us to
Yeah.
lunch, you weren't there.
These bitches, especially fucking Ash, says, "Hey, it's not true. Maybe you need a therapist advice instead of a priest advice." I'm like, you bitches are so fucking dumb. If you're dealing with supernatural, you deal with it with supernatural. I understand what Ash was trying to say, but it just, you ain't helping, bro. How can you like someone when you're acting like this?
We were walking 1 second, and then the next, she's crying out. I'll be straight with you. That scared me shitless.
It bothers him. If the way he falls silent after is telling. Whatever his opinion is stays absent from his voice when he speaks again. He's always been good with that, hiding what he
Did she
thinks.
say
Nothing.
Oh shit, sorry.
Won't tell me anything aside from a few vague words.
Oh my
I
god.
didn't want to push it.
Where is she? Is she still sleeping?
Right here with me, still sleeping. Should I wake her up or something? Let her know you guys are looking for her?
No need. Let her rest. I'll drop by in a few.
Today? Don't you have work at this time? I mean, I can drop her off home myself before meeting my client later.
Look who's talking.
My schedule's flexible, Ash. Last time I checked, you're the one who didn't have that luxury. How on earth do you think I'm able to tag along when you need me?
It's not completely out of the way.
They live on the other side of the town from you, Ash. Your definition of out of the way is a little screwed up, you know.
It's fine. I have some things I need to do anyway. I'll call you back. I've got to let Becca know that Scared Cat's fine.
He drops a call before I can even get a word in, and for several minutes after, I find myself simply listening as the rest of the Luxburn rouses. The increasing sound of passing traffic, the bustle of the nearby shops preparing for the day, and the growing clamor of the people while they go about their morning. Not the most soothing sound to hear following a troubled night, but the routine puts me at ease nevertheless. What's comforting, what's safe, what I'm used to. Nearby, Isabel shifts but doesn't wake up, visually unaware as the city slowly steers itself back to life. Was her night as restless as the one I had? Were her dreams as lucid? In a hushed moment like this, I envy her. Unreasonable, probably a little unfair to say such in light of last night. If only forgetting is as easy as breathing. A small yawn escaped me when I raised from the couch to stretch. Luckily, the short conversation with Ash has effectively driven away any will to go back to bed. I still have a day to get through despite the proverbial ghost hanging around. Oh god. The orange bottle sitting at the end of my table is reassuring against my palm the instant I pick it up. The sterile odor of the capsule, usually so. Yet the weight they carry is something I've never gotten used to. Years ago, I spent minutes, even hours, staring at a single pill prior to taking one. My God, I can't. My God. I don't know how to. It's so hard to speak, bruh. Now it's just a routine, a way to stave off the unwanted nightly visit. Although I don't think Dr. Navarro will be quite pleased if he ever finds out I'm relying on them again. You mean sleeping pills? I do owe him a visit regardless, especially after missing our appointment on purpose and ignoring his call for weeks. Oh my god. Next time I'm going to read it for you, Lamau. Another sigh comes out, tired, weary, and then I pop the table into my mouth.
Zach,
Uh-oh.
what time is it?
Tablet, sorry, not table. The bottom of my hand hits the table with more force than necessary. As much as I trust my friends, there are some things I'd rather keep to myself.
Morning, Bella. Did you sleep well?
She answered the question with a long-drawn yawn, one reminiscence of a child. A shackle managed to come out of my mouth at the sight. In this manner, it's easy to mistake her for someone too young for responsibilities, inexperienced, immature even. Easy to forget she was thrust into the role of an adult earlier than her own dream can afford, to overlook how surprisingly observant she can be at times. Maybe not the same level as Ash exercised for his investigation, or Rebecca needs for her own work, but it's certainly enough to deftly put what she sees around her own canvas. If the way her eyes flicker to the table and my hand says something, it is what I won't be able to avoid the question this time.
Only a little. I don't remember how I ended up on the bed, though.
My doing. You didn't look very comfortable sleeping on the couch, all hunched up like that.
It would have been enough for something temporary. Sorry I stole your bed.
Hey, it doesn't matter. Besides, what kind of gentleman would I be if I leave a lady sleeping in such uncomfortable conditions? Not in this house. My Nana will give me a tough scolding if I ever did that, I'm telling you.
Thanks a lot, Zach. I know I barged in at a very inconvenient time last night. I wasn't really thinking when I did, and...
Hey, it's cool, Bella. I ain't mad at you. That's what friends do. You guys are welcome here anytime. Although Ashton abuses the anytime part a lot, I don't really mind. We might have less wiggle room if all four of us are present, considering the size of this place. But as long as no one makes anything explode, it's totally fine.
Fine or not, I still owe you one for last night's trouble, especially since you don't seem to be...
A concerned expression passes over her feature as she spars another cursory glance over the table, back to the bottle, holding every small pieces of what keeps the bad memories at bay. The blood blooming over Spa's heart, the horrific look at Ma's face as she watches him fall lifeless to the ground, and every ounce of spite seeping from the stranger's smile. You don't belong here. Racism. It never stops, doesn't it?
Well, you don't seem to be feeling well. Let me know, okay? I'll make it up to you somehow.
Dang. She makes a slight gesture with her head towards the bottle, asking a question without really asking. Subtlety has never been one of her greatest assets, but right now, even Ash would have been a little amazed, if not lost for word at that. She has left it up to me whether I'll ever give her the response she wants to hear or not. Are you kidding me? Okay, hold on. Let me see how it goes. Okay. So I was able to get something from this part. If I have to pull it out, okay. I don't really mind it. A little clever come from her, if anyone would ask. I mean, if I was Zach, would I tell everyone about my issue? I mean, I trust them as much. If I was Zach, I trust them, and the way they also trust me. So I don't think it's bad to tell them what you're worrying about, but at the same time, it's not really their business. Let me check the branching tree real quick. If I pick, I'd just either go with same. Okay, let's just go tell the truth. Okay. But it's never easy, ain't it? Talking about my own problem, that is. It will never be, not by a long shot. Not when I've let it stay this way for so long. I realized that long ago, when the wounds are still fresh and the dreams are a nightly occurrence, can force yourself to get better or move on to better things. It is what's normal now, and I can only cope. The question in her eyes may be unwarranted, born simply out of curiosity and sincere concern for a friend. I don't owe her an explanation, in fact. But all of the people I kept close in my life, she's probably one of the very few who perhaps I can trust with this. Maybe she won't understand entirely. I could never hope she will. No, never to the full extent. That alone is expecting too much of her and giving too much of what I can. However, for all her shortcoming, I know she'll hear me out. And that is all I can ask for her.
My bad.
Sorry. I can ask
hoping you wouldn't
of
have seen
her.
me with these.
The peels rattled slightly against the container when I gently set it back to its usual place. Always the small area closest to my laptop, near the right hand. Within a reach whenever, and a quiet reminder of what I shouldn't miss every day.
What? Oh, is it bad? I was just thinking that maybe it's a cold like Becca's. Do you need me to get anything from the store? Soup or something? There's one
No.
nearby, right?
Sorry.
I can run real quick and...
No, nothing of that sort. I'm perfectly healthy right now. It's really difficult to say, but can you promise me you'll listen at least?
Yeah.
What is this about, Zach?
I should have been upfront with you about this a long time ago. Well, Ashton found out without me telling him anything. But you already know how that guy is. Can't hide anything from him.
Hey, what's up, Toon? Yeah, oh my god, is this the letter stream in 2025 hype? I hope you've been enjoying it. I love this game ever since they released it from the Kickstarter. It was like 2018, I guess. I don't remember, but I love it nonetheless. I've been wanting to play it because the voice acting, Chef Kiss. But thank you so much for watching, Toon. I hope you enjoy your stay. I'm sorry if my my reading sucks.
If it's something you're having trouble saying, you don't have to force yourself to tell me. I'll forget I ever saw anything and won't ask questions. Promise.
No, I need to get this off my chest eventually. Besides, we're already here. Might as well finish what I started, yeah?
If you say so.
She takes a seat on a couch, her posture easy and open, and her smile honest. As if this is just a simple talk between two friends on a regular day. It is far from one, but her unreserved air is enough to stamp down the twinge of unease that threatens to come out.
Let's hear it then.
Okay. And she does. True to her word, she listened while the stories spill out of my mouth. Of my pa and ma, that little old diner across the pond, and what it left in me that day. I can recall most of it now. My own account jagged with a few missing details here and there. The passing year have eroded most of my recollection of the whole incident, all except for that one moment in the kitchen. The ringing of gunshots are as vivid as it sounded that day. Even Ma's hysterical scream at the moment Pa's body hits the floor motionless, his lifeblood flowing out from. What's wrong with my? Oh my god! And the gunman, he was smiling. He was smiling when Paz opened the door to welcome him. He was smiling when he puts a bullet to Ma. What the frick? I've heard story of how the world can be cruel place for people like us before. I've never believed until that moment.
Nan and Gran took us right after that. Sis and I flew straight to New Jersey as soon as they heard the news. A few days after, Ma and Pa were laid to rest. And we have a new home a continent away. I didn't even get the chance to take my favorite pillow with me. They said something about the change of environment will be good for us. They had no idea the different kind of ghosts would follow.
Where are they? They sound like they're from UK, but New Jersey? Just really, I haven't been watching live. Oops, that's... yeah, it's so underrated, bruh. This game is such a good game for it to be underrated. And I'm actually sad that, few people only talks about it. I think, is it Markiplier? I'm not sure. I think I think one of them. No, I think the Anime Man. I think Anime Man plays this before. I don't know about the other big YouTuber, but they're definitely from European. At least that's what I can tell from the language. I think yeah, cause well, their English are super hard to fucking. Here's the thing. As I said, I can understand what they're trying to say, but there are just some few words with some letters that it's hard to pronounce. You know, like S and R's, it's just hard for me to say it. Maybe I have problem reading those. Either way, I expect question mostly those brimming with childlike curiosity and maybe some that are little too hard to answer. But to her credit, she just sat there, lent her ears, looked at me with no expectation or unnecessary judgment in her eyes. She appears wiser and older like this, easier to see the breadwinner in her. Her younger siblings are lucky to have her. When I'm done, after everything's been said, she wraps her arm around me, a bit awkward considering the gap in our height, but it gets her sentiments across. But it's difficult to answer this in kind if I am even supposed to replicate the gesture given my earlier apprehension. Sorry. She pulls away shortly with a smile on her face. Not the reaction I braced myself for, but it is obviously better than what I imagined.
Are you not gonna say anything?
Am I supposed to say anything after? Like, apologize or something? I don't think that's very appropriate, but if you want to hear one, I can think of something real quick.
Not really. Other people have something to say after usually. And they're not necessarily nice either.
You know, it's never been that easy, especially when facing racism. I mean...
Oh, okay then. I won't. I can't think of something anyway. Sorry, I'm not very good with this.
Actually, you're
Who else
doing good.
knows, by the way?
My older sister, grandparents, and just Ash and you for now. Maybe I think I should tell Rebecca too, but...
But not right now?
Yeah, not right now. When I'm ready. Like today.
That's
I'm
good.
sure she'll be willing to hear you out once you do.
I don't doubt she will. I'm more afraid of how she'll react after. One step at a time, yeah? Whew. Surprisingly, it feels good to get that one out my chest. I was a little afraid you'd be angrier. I didn't tell you earlier than today.
What's up, a certain tiger VTuber? You have arrived yet. Nice word though.
I'm not angry. I'm just surprised. You didn't look like it. I wouldn't have suspected. I suppose that's how it often is, isn't it? We all have our... what's the word Becca uses?
Inner demons. Sound kind of a small...
But this is something personal to you. I understand why you'd rather have a few people know.
I honestly wish a lot of people play this game, because this game is such a good game, considering it's just a novel. Because normally visual novel games with a voice acting, sometimes yeah, the stories are there, it's just the voice acting is just, it's like so bland. This one, story wise and also voice acting, chef kiss. And what I like about this, it doesn't make it, the game doesn't make you feel like it's horror game, because how do you say this, it just make you like get more closer to the character, to all of the character, see how they react in that specific time of event. But yeah, because some games, especially, I'm not talking about all games, okay? Did you redo Hannah? Yeah, I did redo Hannah. Girlie got possessed, so I had to redo it. Some visual novel game, not just in general game. Some visual novel game that has the story has potential, but the voice acting, it's meh. This one, top tier. That's why I like it. I think one of
That too.
my favorite, I guess.
Well, these past few weeks haven't been easy for you. I didn't want to add that. Not after last night.
No, I didn't redo it here. I redo it off stream. Something passes in her face, brief, fleeting, and disappears right before I can recognize what it is.
You okay?
Yep, no worries. I'll be fine. Look, about last night. Never mind. This isn't a good time. But don't lose sleep over this, alright? What's important is you got what you want to say out. And if you need me, I'll be here.
I should be relieved. Her words are more than reassuring to my ears. But there should be a comfort in hearing those alone, in knowing I have another person to rely on if things ever go bad. Yeah, Bella looks cute. But somehow I find myself worrying more for her instead. I'll make another attempt to get the story out of her if I can. But this is a dance I know all too well, and with her, I doubt forcing her to say something would yield any result. As much as I want to imitate Ash, there's only so much I can ask that won't result in something a little over disastrous. At best, she'll stop talking to me until a week passes. At worst, I'd rather not risk it. I've never seen her angry. Outright annoyed, maybe, and often directly at Ash, but never furious. What do they say again about happiest people when angry? Besides, it'd be unfair to her after our little chat.
So, food then?
Yeah. She seems relieved at the brief change of subject and as if it has been simply waiting for its cue all this time. Her stomach rumbles at the mention of food. Rather loudly, as a matter of fact.
Alrighty, Missy. We're going to get some chow now. Better be quick, though. Can't have your stomach starting a revolution on us here.
Don't make fun of me. I'm not that hungry.
You are blushing, though.
Maybe a little. I didn't think I'd end up skipping dinner last night.
And now we have one starved stomach protesting. Sorry, it'll be nothing fancy, since I'm a little low on stocks. I should probably drop by the grocery store after the meeting this afternoon.
I can make a quick run for you if you want.
Nah, I've got enough to put together something nice here. Maybe. I could always improvise if we're missing an ingredient or two. It ain't like we're going for a Michelin 3-star status here. Also, didn't I say you're a guest? Is this a Filipino thing? Or just Rebecca rubbing off on you?
What the fuck? The laughters. What the fuck? I just got my back hurts. Oh my. Bro, I think I'm getting older now. My back hurts. Yo, give me a sec. Let me stretch. Aray. Bro, my back. My back hurts. Dude. Okay. I hope your back feels better soon. But I feel like it I don't really know. The soft laughter that comes from her doesn't quite reach her eyes. Excuse me. Neither. The answer is neither, because if she stays idle, she'll remember.
On second thought, I might need a little help slicing up the potatoes while I prep the ham. You up for that?
What? Do you think instant noodles are all I'm about? I'll have you know, I can cook a mean paella with my eyes closed. All my siblings love it. I
cannot unsee Amelie here or Monarch. Oh my god.
Sure you can. Come on. I think I know what we'll do with those spare ingredients.
I cannot unhear it. Like I've been watching people play this game. I play it and I still cannot believe that the person who's voice acting Isabella was a monarch the whole entire time. Dang. Despite the massive effort to keep the mood light with small chatter, cooking ends up being a mostly quiet affair. Between us, the contents was who? Gotta deep, it's 2 a.m. here, have a fun playing, we'll definitely pop back. Hey, thank you for watching, Toon. I hope you enjoyed the stream too, but thank you for watching. See you soon. Have some good sleep. Was who? Monarch or Amalie? Toon, you should definitely subscribe. Yeah, I think Toon subscribe already. I don't think you can chat if you haven't. But thank you so much, Toon. Make sure to enjoy your sleep. Good night and have fun. Take care. Bye bye. But yeah, it's Amalie or Monarch who voiced Bella. I mean, you can check. It's so fucking. Oh my god. Okay, Between Us. Okay, I already read that. And the muffled noises from the television I left running. Words have become surprisingly difficult to string together. Not entirely unusual. We had moments like this before, but definitely unnerving with how things are now. Inoma? Who? Amalie, Monarch. Who? Oh my god, this guy. Who is it? Okay, I think I know who, but no. I really wish someone else would have come knocking at the door. As pleasant as this is, breaking the ice or keeping a conversation going has never been my forte. That I was always been Isabella's or Rebecca's department. Yeah, Amalie, aka the Monarch, Amalie. Yeah. Wait, okay. Before that, I wanna fact check that first. The letter horror game voice actors. I wanna fact check that one. Yep, it's Amalie. Definitely it's Amalie. Isabella Santos, definitely Amalie. Because I saw it, I was looking for a thumbnail that I need to check. I saw the cast and I was like, what the fuck? Isabella? Oh my god. Oh my god. Okay. Sometimes Ash, but almost although most coming from him border on awkward or embarrassing. She has been acting, yeah. Before she was Monarch, she was Amalie, the voice actor. But she's been doing YouTube for like years now. But never been a VTuber, I guess. Speaking of the guy, he never called back. And I'm willing to bet my entire year salary that she fell right back to sleep after that call.
Sorry, Bella. Could you...
Yep, I got it. The potatoes are almost ready, by the way. I turned down the heat just in case. You might want to check on them, though.
What do you think about Amelie joining a VTuber? Good question. I don't think it really matters. I just think that people should just, you know, shut the fuck up. Because I think ever since I mean, to be fair, he was doing okay with or without the agency, I guess. People saying that just because she is friend of the staff, she got it easily. You mean nepotism? If that... Here's the thing. Hey, Chen Chen. Chen Chen. Chen Chen. Chen Chen. Chen Chen. Hey. Chen Chen. Okay. if you think nepotism works that way, I mean, you can see Kuro and Michi though. They are from. I don't think it's just because of the staff. Either way, she's doing good with or without the agency. I think just people who hates people being successful are just needs to shut up. Because at the end of the day, she did say that she's been doing this for like she's been preparing for it for a year now. And I don't think being friends with the staff can help unless the staff are like higher ups. That either way, with or without the agency, I think she's doing a-okay. I mean, to be completely fair, I think she just like the agency and the people, and that she is enjoying being with them. It's not like, you know, she needs to be in an agency just to be with them. It's not like that. Maybe she just got an invitation and just, you know, go for it, I guess. I mean, to be fair, if I was her, I would also join. No doubt. But again, it's just my my opinion. But either way, with or without agency, she's doing great. People are still skeptic about how she joined, so no audition, nothing I've heard. I think there's an audition because it's been a year. And I don't think she doesn't really need to do audition because, I mean, it's Amalie. Like, she's actually good. And I don't think it's that easy to get rejected by VTUBER. I'm not sure. Either way, I won't be joining an agency unless the agency is me.
Hold on, I'll be right there. Sheesh, wait up. If you keep rapping at the door like that, you'll break it down.
Even if I got invited by Holo, I don't think I would join. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, Hirotaka agency. If the agency is me, yeah, I would fucking join. But if it's not, no. Despite that, you know, I get to collab with my 𝗍𝙗's, I don't think it's for me. Yeah, Holo is good. It's just that creativeness, definitely. And I'm not really into idol stuff because, bro, I can't even fucking sing. I think I know how to dance. It's just that I don't think it's for me. I think being an indie makes it easy for me because I don't have to worry about, you know, perms and whatnot, perms and shit. Besides, VTUBER recently hires people that came from a big agency. Yeah, I mean, we got K-Son, we got fucking Rusha there. It's not really that. It's just that I'd rather be indie, get to experience a lot of stuff that it'll take months or even a year for someone who's in the agency to do. And on top of that, I can do face cam with IRL face. Oh yeah, I know. Okay.
Ash?
Oh, good. You're awake.
Yeah, I know. I actually know her before meet, but only her. Other than the rest, I don't know. Only know her because of the meme she been posting on her PL. Ash has already welcomed himself when I take my eyes away from the omen. He's never been really keen with the notion of courtesy after he's worn up to you. This guy. All 13 of my locks he broke can attest to that. 13? He's a good fellow though. Maybe a tad bit standoffish at first glance, but he's trustworthy.
Don't you have work today?
I could ask the same of you. Hey, Izzy, man.
You're late. Something came up?
Yeah, my
You
god.
need to drop the Z-Man. It's getting old.
Sorry, I got caught up with something at the precinct on the way here. Had to attend to that first before things got out of hand. I'd tell you about it, but you know how it can be with those kinds of things. Later, maybe.
And you're here because...
What? I'm not allowed to say hello?
I doubt you're here because of that. And you're not answering my question.
Ah, my bad. Forgot to mention that. He called earlier looking for you. Rebecca's worried because you didn't come home last night.
You could have called my cell instead.
You weren't picking up. Anyway, I'd really hate to cut this little get-together short, but I need to be somewhere else.
Bella doesn't have a romance in her mind at the moment, but the person who likes Bella is this guy. But okay, where's the relationship? But this girl likes Ash, but Ash likes this. Zach, on the other hand, I don't think she had something, but I want Zach and Hannah together because they look cute.
Come on, Isabella, let's get you home. I'll drop you off on the way.
Wait, we're going now?
He slightly claps a hand on her. He lightly claps a hand on her arm and begins ushering her out of the apartment, throwing a casual wave at me as they passes. Isabella, on the other hand, doesn't appear too fond of the idea. And sure enough, before they can cross the threshold, she puts a firm foot down, the force alone enough to halt them both and catch the taller man off guard. It wouldn't made a funny picture, the way Ash almost crashes into her and Isabella, giving her an indignant pout over her shoulder. Surprise and confusion are in his face all at once. Two things are rarely ever graced if he can help it. A rare moment even for our small group. If only I have my camera on me. Dang.
What is it?
Zach cooked something.
If it's just food, I'll get you something on the way back.
But the food! It's Zach's cooking! Real delicious food that actually tastes like food.
Yeah, Auntie.
At least stay and have a bite, please. Zach, help me here.
These two, whenever they are in the same room, sometimes it feels like herding a group of unruly kids instead of talking to a too mature adult. One moment they're engaging in a pleasant chit-chat and the next they're bickering over a minor issue. Cause the bitch like Isabella. Frankly, if I didn't know any better and I have an overactive imagination, I'd say there's something going on. My god. Never mind how utterly impossible that idea is. Or it might just be me reading too much into things like always. I can already hear Ash laughter if I so much as suggest such. Let's just eat. Fuck Ash though.
Now, I don't know about you two, but I think you guys should really stay. I've already made enough
Sensei
food for all of us,
naingay.
and it'd be a waste. Why, I cooked up that special honey glazed ham you two keep on yapping about. Got some scalloped potatoes with onions and cheddar to go with it too.
Ooh-wee. The oven timer dings. I shoot the two of them an apologetic look before sauntering over the kitchen, mittens in hand. The sweet smell of the glaze and the salty tang of melted cheese. Oh my god, I'm so freaking hungry. The scent immediately fills the entire room, and even with the door and windows open, the mouth's watering aroma lingers. Yeah. It's appealing enough that when I put the dishes down on the counter, another starved stomach protests loudly, followed by a burst of laughter. My head snapped up at the two of them, but I can't keep back the smile at the sight they make. Isabella is clinging to the doorframe for support, tumble over the breathless laughter. Ash is more composed of the two, trying to look unconcerned, but the flush has crept up to his neck and cheek. It's clear whose stomach that came from, and Isabella's not going to let him live like this now.
You're in no place to reject an offer of free food, Frey.
I wasn't rejecting anything. Damn it, I just missed a meal, that's all.
Cute.
Aw, he's flustered.
Shut it! Those guys at the precinct said it was urgent. Somebody has to be responsible for it.
Well, aren't you precious?
Right. You know, if you keep laughing like that, you'll burst.
I'm sure it won't be as bad as your stomach suddenly rumbling like a starved.
Yeah, he's a tsundere.
Aye, kiddos, play nice. Food's gonna get cold if we keep this up. Ash, you gonna stay?
Might as well, since 𝘗𝗫𝙁's so hell-bent on staying.
Yeah. Ash definitely likes Isabel. We eventually settle down after the food has been served. The jeep is replaced by another round of a friendly chatter, mostly about what's going on in the news the night before. This is, however, a conscious effort to avoid mentioning what's currently on the headlines. The dead is never a good topic to talk over food and polite company. This case is in particular. The wounds are still too fresh, too soon. I'd likely to avoid it as well if I were in her position and someone I personally know passed away in a gruesome manner like that. Though perhaps the closest we got to broaching the topic is when the infamous mansion is brought up again. But even then, we are careful, Ash and I. We keep the conversation light and avoid bringing up her late business partner. It's the least we can do.
Right? Yeah, they're planning to move in soon. In fact, they already have a housewarming party planned.
Megatones, huwag ka makulit. Mega meow. Ang kulit-kulit mo, ha? Megatrons, kiss. Kissu. Kissu, kissu. Kissu, kissu. God. Mega my cut. Are you sick? Ah, yeah. Since you can manipulate the relationship level, could you ship anyone as long as you play your cards right? Yeah. I mean, the only thing I could ship here at the moment is this, Isabel and Ashton, Zach and Hannah. I don't know about Marianne and Luke, but we'll see.
It's why they wanted us to rush the papers. They wanted to send the invitations out as soon as possible.
Oh, now I get it.
Get what?
Remember what I told you last night about the new clients?
Vaguely? Sorry, I was a little out of it yesterday. Was it the photo shoot?
Yep, it's actually for the one you sold. Something.
Ermagerd.
Put it that way, I suppose it makes sense why my boss wants me to prioritize the couple. They can have those documents rushed at just a snap of their fingers. And they're more influential than I initially thought. Man, I guess my boss is expecting a lot more from this project than I expected. Hope I can live up to it.
This is the time when Zach and Hannah will meet.
Your photographs are more than good enough, Zach. You'd probably win an international award if you let yourself. Ma'am Hannah's easy to please too, as long as you're good at following instructions.
Easier said than done. Different clients have different tastes after all.
That's true.
Still, a week? I don't think that's possible.
Now that you mentioned it, yeah. They wanted everything finished at the earliest. To be honest, it's not unheard of, but...
But it's still weird. Still weird, yeah?
A slip of a tongue. Still barely noticeable to someone who's already familiar with Ashway. Yet in this moment, it's impossible to miss. I shoot him a curious glance, but he ignores it, rather pointedly.
I can't exactly say it's like that. We're I'm just the middleman after all. As much as I want to comment on it, I only know what's on the surface, not the in and outs. It's just that BRC and my boss are more hands-on with the legal stuff this time, despite having a separate department dedicated to it.
Maybe Mr. Wright helped with it too. They have their own legal team for this, don't they?
Why? Why is Ash is so into Luke? I think Ash knew something, but because he kept talking about the first one when we in Isabella's POV, he was trying to say, "Oh, just be careful with this couple," blah blah blah.
Well, they should have one, especially for a big property like this.
They have, but like I said, it's off our hands. Rose and I don't handle this stuff in the office. If anything, to me, this just means I'll be able to send the rest of the funds to Papa's treatment earlier.
I don't think that's rice. I think that's cheese with ham and also mashed potato.
I guess that makes a whole lot of sense. Officially off our instant noodle diet, aren't we?
Ash, has anyone ever told you that you have an uncanny way of ruining the mood?
Not Zach. I think Ash knew something. This guy knew something, probably because he was the detective and he knows stuff, so.
What? I was just saying. A few more months of stuffing your face with those, and I'm sure you'll start to look like a noodle cup.
Oh my god, I like Isabella's face here. So.
That's a pretty picture.
At least I don't live off convenience store food. Or make poor, unassuming pressure cookers explode.
Hiya.
What? How did you... Oh, come on, Zach.
Sorry, it just came up while we were cooking earlier.
I'm impressed, Ashton Frey. You even made it to the news.
Hiya.
A one-time thing. And it wasn't as big as you seem to be imagining.
Oh, sure. Let's all pretend that one time you almost set my apartment on fire didn't happen too.
Hey, that was an accident.
You were making a salad, Ash.
How can you almost burn a fucking house by making a salad? What, are you making a radioactive salad? My god. Even a kid knows how to do that shit.
Can we please move on to a different topic?
Don't let him cook. Yeah, never let this guy cook. Bruh. First a cooker and now you almost burn the house with a freaking... What? Yeah, don't let him. What the? My god. It helps. The casual talk, the harmless teasing, the mundane story interest enough to let time pass unnoticed. By the time lunch and the shadow are no longer at my forefront of my mind. If it's the same for Isabella, for whatever troubles her, I can never tell. These things, the insanity, the fear, they ain't easily seen. They ain't easily forgotten after all.
You go on ahead. I've got a few things I need to ask Zach. I'll be downstairs in a minute.
Confusion briefly flashes in her eyes as she catches the keys he tosses over, but he doesn't give her an answer and waves for her to go ahead.
How sure are you I won't be driving away with your Shirley?
You don't even have a license. Do you even know how to?
Papa taught me how. I'm probably a better driver than you. See you later, Zach. Thanks for the food.
Always has to have the last word, don't you?
You're welcome. I'll send you the recipe for the potatoes tonight.
Oh yeah, I remember. Isabella was a daughter of a jeepney driver. Her father was a jeepney driver and her mother is a laundry washer, whatever. Someone who just do the laundry for you. Feel a strong, healthy rivalry with Isabella and Ash. It's just, you know, bantering over with someone you had a crush with. I see why you want to ship them. I think it's the right thing to ship them. A grin is back on her face when she leaves and closes the door behind her. For a little while after where she left alone, Ash goes fully quiet, listening, waiting for her remaining footstep in the hall to fade. The earlier amusement is gone from his face, replaced by what I can only describe as repredation? Yeah. I know that look all too well. When he's like this, he's expecting shit about to go down at some point soon.
That wasn't very nice, Ash. What was that with Isabella earlier? You're usually subtler with your questions.
They hired you.
Hired me who? Don't change the subject yet. What's really going on here?
The Wrights. Luke and Hannah Wright. You said your next gig is with
I knew
them.
it.
Is that what this is all about?
Just be careful around them. You have no idea what you're dealing with when it comes to that couple. I'd rather you stay as far away from them as possible, but you're already here. Isabella's their real estate agent. Seriously, of all the people in Luxburn.
Okay. I guess I'll just have to take your word for it.
He nods, claps a comforting hand on my back, and turns to leave without another word. He's never been good with those. More often he mumbles with what he wants to say, but his actions alone are enough to tell me how grateful he is for the trust. He reaches for the knob as soon as he gets to the door, but doesn't turn it. Instead, he looks back and gestures with his head towards the table. I don't need to follow his line of sight to know what he's about to ask. He's likely taking notice of it the moment he enters the room.
You back on those? I haven't seen you taking them in a year.
Yeah, I kinda had to. It got worse after the film fest. The dreams, that is. I don't think I'll be doing that again anytime soon.
Heard about that. Don't drop it, though. You don't want Becca scolding you. She actually enjoyed the movie you made, and she's hard to please. Consider that a small victory.
You don't have to tell me. She already did. Rebecca and Bella both gave me an earful after I said the opposite. Promised them I wouldn't, but you can never tell. Hopefully, once I feel better, I'll be able to think about it properly. Speaking of Bella, she didn't open up to me, but maybe with you and Rebecca.
Yeah, I'll try. I can't promise anything, but I'll talk to her.
Thanks. That's all I'm asking.
I want to know Ash POV. This time when he reaches for the door, he lets it close fully behind him without glancing back. A mild draft sweeps into the room as I close the door behind him, slightly disturbing the paper on the nearby fridge. A lone note fluttered by my feet, the letter on the surface glaring at me with the mute intensity. Armageddon Mansion H. Wright, 11 a.m. Yeah. After Ashen's warning, they all hold a different meaning now. Oh, this is about to be. Oh no. The next 2 days rush by in a blur altogether, leaving a collective mess of work suddenly piling up and a new unexpected acquaintance or friends. Depend on how you look at it, really. Either way, I'm stuck with developing this photo at 3 in the morning to reach a deadline set by an over-eager art director. Don't get me wrong, Julius is good, has a vision, and knows what he wants, but damn, he can be too enthusiastic sometimes.
Doesn't matter when you couldn't sleep anyway.
There's nothing new in it, of course. After years of working as a freelance photographer, it's simply something I have grown used to. Get to know people, build a client base, do a good work, cash in some late hours if need be, rise and repeat. It certainly takes a while to get some footing on the field, but it's the kind of thing that pays off in the long run as long as you keep at it. Given enough time, you might end up with the big names on your client list. Names like the right in particular. I never did pay attention to them. I never did pay much attention to them, but it's virtually impossible not to hear about them when a local news channel or a paper has something to say on their name. A party here, an acquisition, keys, whatever that is. Sometimes a new business venture, other is just everyday gossip that typically follows popular people like them. Not in a million years did I ever imagine I would end up working with such high profile couple. And between that and the fuss that comes with, it leaves me no time to ponder over whatever happened to Isabella or why Ash is so adamant we kept away from the pair.
They do seem like the good folk, though, despite the whole fame thing.
No. Sure, there was a rumor running around years ago about him being involved in some business scandal. But just like every gossip blown out of the proportion by the media, nothing came out of it, and eventually it simply died down. Much is definitely left to be said for the husband, and I doubt a woman like Miss Wright would pick him if he doesn't have any good points at all. Miss Wright, Hannah herself, though. Ah! It was done already? I thought we get to see her. Oh, the fuck is she flirting with us? But dang. Okay, give me a sec. She ain't particularly bad by the way the press makes her out to be. A bit too forward for a married woman. Maybe, but not as bad as what on the tabloids. Not that I ever read those. Ashton would give me a flack for just staring at one. Yeah, she's hot. Rubbish, he called them once. I think it's just pissed because they often put the local police in a bad light. Although with a life as public as the right, no wonder it's the woman who often gets the crappy end of that stick. I can't help but feel sorry for her. She's a real nice person when given a chance. Heck, she might have even ended up friends with Rebecca and Isabel too if they weren't living worlds apart. Probably. The beep quickly pulls me back before my thought travels any further. In one practice motion, I carefully place the wet print I'm holding on a drying rack and amble over my makeshift dark room to get the last photos from the water butt. Inside the converted bloom closet, the film processor lets out another soft clack before going on its standby mode. Yeah, this woman she sometimes forget that she's married. At its mouth, a lone photographer sits on a tray, barely visible with the lack of light. It's the last one tonight for the set Miss Wright requested. I don't usually make this a habit, giving away stuff, that is. It's bad for the business no matter how well intentioned or generous you are. This exception, however, she was nice enough to ask after all, and it was good companion up until the awkward turn our little chit chat was taken. Even if she hasn't asked, I would have given her a few prints just for the hell of it. Miss Wright ain't such a bad subject matter to begin with, and maybe this is just me, but for someone who has everything at the palm of her hand, all the money in the world, a loving husband, a plenty big mansion to call home, she's lonely. She doesn't just appear like it. It shows in her tone of voice, how she moves, and certainly in her smile. Always hidden behind a glamour for the world to never see. Sometimes people are like her. Small things like this helps. A little reminder that the world can be kind too. Water drips from the paper as I blindly pick it up and gently lay it on another tray, holding a decent amount of photo flow. But Zach and Hannah they would be a good ship nonetheless, because I feel like Hannah is just happy. I don't really know. Wait, give me a sec. Let me fucking drink. A few seconds under the solution is all it needs before it's ready for drying. No good rushing this last one, even if my body is already screaming for some decent snooze. My hand fumbled for the light switch, moving toward it with familiarity, while I fished for a squeegee? Yeah, squeegee among the mess of tools on a drawer with the others. The bulb flickered twice before its glow settled in a cast of a cast and a and cast as now I'm having a stroke. The fuck? Like, I can't even read, bro. Cast a light Cast a soft light in the tiny space. When I glanced back down, squeegee in hand, ready to finish the process and finally call it a night.
What on earth?
That was creepy. Her head is gone. Blurred and distorted beyond recognition, rather. I would rather have a
Damn, that was too careless.
screenshot of this. Hold the phone. Give me a sec, bro. Wanna have a screenshot of this. Uh-oh. Give me a sec. Nope. Cancel. Okay. Oh my goodness. Hold on. Cancel. Bruh, I cannot have a screenshot. Hold on. Give me a sec. Delay for 2 seconds. Okay, there you go. Weep. Okay. There you go. I would like to have that as my screenshot. And we're Gucci. Sorry. I was taking screenshot for the fuck is this? It's the horror one. So I was taking screenshot of this for the thumbnail. Common mistake to make, of course, if one is neglected enough to pick a newly processed photo in the dark, like I apparently did. It has happened before, loads of time actually, but I still can't help but feel a small pang of frustration over one mistake a newbie would likely make. With a sigh, I reach out for the switch again, intending to develop a new one from scratch.
It could pass off for one of those supernatural pictures they show on TV, though.
Memory clicks, one cursory thought in the sea of many in a short yet distinct second from the day before. A glimpse is all I got, but it's enough to burn the image in my mind. There was a shadow. Oh, this is also creepy. I'm a screenshot. Okay, give me a sec. I'ma do something real quick. Okay, I'm a screen. No, wait, hold on. Give me a sec. I just need for the thumbnail. Can I? Okay, give me a sec. Okay, nice. Sorry. Okay, let's go. A woman in her 20s or early 30s, maybe. My God. Let me screenshot you. Oh my God. Okay, let me send this over to make it my thumbnail. Because we love a good thumbnail indeed. But with how far gone her flesh alone has become, it's impossible to tell at first glance. The skin itself has already taken a sickle pale color, rotten in its most part, blood dripping from every open gash and lesion on her body. Bony hands grip Mrs. Wright's neck like a noose, staining the skin underneath with the brilliant shade of scarlet. Nothing but a malice fills the gleam in her eyes.
Zachary.
Not for me. Not for Miss Right.
Zach, is something the matter?
Oh no, there's nothing wrong. I just remembered something, that's all. Let's get back to the pictures.
Shin will love this ghost. I meant this game. Yeah. My god, that is so creepy.
Can you move a bit more to the left, yeah?
Hey, what's up, Grub Cheese? How's it going? Welcome to the stream. Yeah, it is creepy. The memory alone is enough to make me wrench. I brush it off then. What? How the never mind. A trick of an eye, I told myself, or a product of the heat. The weather has been unexpectedly warm recently, so it shouldn't be too surprising for such things to happen. I don't think he tells it because it just... Here's the thing. If Zach tells Hannah about the ghost, it just makes it a bit more rude considering the house itself is already haunted. But yeah. And well, blaming this on the usual fatigue, an overworked brain, the weather, or an amateur error on my part is far more convenient. It makes a whole lot sense than what the small voices inside my head whisper. The same tiny voice that only makes itself known when something's fall. The same one that lent a curious ear to Isabella's worry about the mansion. And with each second I spend staring at this photograph, the murmurs is read. My God, the murmurs in my head only grows louder against my ear. What did you say? He is gonna... Yeah. He is gonna think that she's insane. I don't wanna... Someone has to know. Okay. Theoretically, I think Hannah would believe us. Because the picture... And considering that he's already seeing it too, he would believe us. Not about Ash, because Ash is a very skeptical guy, considering he's investigator. So I would just say to Hannah, I don't have an explanation for what I saw yesterday yet, but when you've been there, seen something enough to raise the hair at the back of your neck or leave you wanting to flee or hide, finding a more solid proof than a person's smudged-off face on a photo is the least of my concern. Ashton will undoubtedly give me a flack for saying that or even considering Isabella's word and those silly tales about the place. Let me freaking drink because my throat. The guy is skeptic through and through. It'll take more than my account for him to even give this a single thought. However, more than his opinion, it's Miss Wright I'm concerned about. Surely she must have felt something if those show on TV are to be believed. A touch of coldness on her neck, or maybe the feeling of being watched. That's what often happens, ain't it? Outside, the sun has yet to rise. I still got a few hours before dawn. Good enough time to mull over how I'll go about warning her. Plenty of space to check if I'll get the same result if I redo the process again. The film processor hums back to life at my touch. The light switches, gives a soft click, and the darkness embraces the small closet again.
Somehow those urban legends don't sound so silly now.
And we're here in the Ermaga mansion. Inside, this is dumb idea. That is to say, rushing to a client I barely know's home first thing in the morning with the news of a ghost lady potentially hunting their newly bought property. Oh, and there's a bunch of bizarre looking picture of Hannah's and Miss Hannah's I brought as a proof too. So yeah, dumbest idea in a history of my dumb ideas. All things considered. traveling to the outskirts of Anslem village at the crack of dawn with only my back as a company, equally so. Personally, I don't think any of them would take whatever I'm going to say. Well, no matter how nice or accommodating they are, Ashton himself would tell me the same thing. Odds are he'll laugh at my face. He'll laugh at it in my face for good measure if doesn't know freak out at me first. If he doesn't freak out at me first for not listening to his warning. Still, that's a whole separate can of worm I'll open at a different time. Seeing as I'm already standing at the right front the front, waiting for someone to answer the door. More than anything, Miss Wright needs to know there's possible nothing safe in this place. Warning from friends, be them.
If only someone would answer the door sooner. Come on.
I try to ignore the looming presence their large, ornate doors gives off as I press the doorbell from the fourth time. Its shrills ringing merely echoes, carried off by another warm passing breeze. First time I came to this place, I found myself basking in the silence it offers. Now the atmosphere is just heavy, packed with trepidation and tension. Isabel's right, it does radiate the creepy kind of vibe. With the image from the day before constantly flashing in my mind, the unease become harder to ignore as each second drives by. Not wanting to spend more time here than necessarily, I ring the bell again. Another long second ticks by without anyone answering the door. If this fails, I can always go to Ash. Not really the most sensible course of action either, but waiting here ain't doing me any good. Megatron, ano ba yung ginagawa mo? Ang kulit mo, ang kulit. Mega meow. Ay, for all I know, the rides could be out of town. As luck would have it, just as I'm about to turn on my heels, excuse me, a loud thump rises from the other side. It's followed by the heavy footfalls and a string of very colorful expletive about one's parentage.
We have that bloody annoying doorbell replaced yesterday. That Irish guy just cost me a fortune and you can't even fix this nuisance.
It's Mary and the Irish John.
And where the hell is... Your Highness, if another po-faced prat is pressing their blighted bell, I swear I'll cut their...
Oh. He's mad. The door swings open and a very irate Mr. Wright greets me. His partly troubled appearance a clear testament on how early the hour is.
And who might you be? I don't recall asking the movers to show up this early.
Sorry. I was prepared to face Miss Wright, the butler, more so, but Mr. Wright, I don't quite know what to make of him yet. He surely knows how to make an expression, I'll give him that, albeit a rude one. I only caught sight of him yesterday as he's directly the movers, although of how exasperated it sounded then, it seems like more yelling was done than actual giving of direction. Needless to say, I'd like to believe those instant ain't all there is to the guy. Miss Wright at the end of the day did marry him. Standing before him like now, though, is a different story altogether. Despite the difference in our respective height, he managed to make it appear like he is the one looking down at me and not the other way around. An apology instinctively forms in my mouth before anything else when he arches an eyebrow at my lack of response.
Well, that's not exactly why I'm here, Mr. Wright, yeah?
Right, of course, the one and only. And what can I do for you this fine morning? Have I seen you somewhere before? Bloody you peasants all look the same to me.
I'm actually...
It doesn't matter. I don't care. I've got someplace important to be at today. Just spit out what you want or be gone. I haven't got all day.
His eyes are sharp and expecting in spite of his indifferent tone. The very impression of someone whose sharp wit has served him well throughout life. The kind you have to be careful you have to carefully choose your words around. Disconcerting how simple conversation can easily seem like a ruthless form of social maneuvering. I can see why Miss Wright would want to steer clear of it, if only for a short while. Okay. Let me see the branch tree on this part. Okay, it can go lead to this. It can also go lead to this. It doesn't really matter if we tried. Okay. Let's just say I'm a friend of Hana.
Sorry, sir. I was just... You see, I'm a friend of Hana and...
A friend of Hana?
Yes, sir.
His eyebrows shoot into his hairline for my answer. My God. Although it swiftly disappeared under his dismissive gesture and shaka at its heels, a small frown spread across my face before I can stop myself. What I said has nothing remotely funny in it, yet here he is, hugging an arm closer to himself in a weak attempt to keep his shoulder from shaking.
Did I mispronounce something wrong, or...?
No, not at all. You didn't. My wife, has never mentioned a friend like you. That's all. I suppose it's a good thing she's venturing out of the usual. Vultures and savages, all of them hiding under sheep's clothing.
I don't really get it, sir, but it's not really surprising she wouldn't talk about me. We just met yesterday during the shoot.
As soon as the statement is out, I know how to pronounce this, it's just I'm having a hard time. Ears melts away almost palpably. His eyebrows crease into the front and his posture stiffened. I'm so sorry. I don't know how to read this. Words, it's hard. With how fast the atmosphere is around us, changing in merely the span of a few spoken words, I'm not quite sure what I can and can't say anymore. Like handling a ticking time bomb. This way Ashton want us to stay away from them? If so, a part of me regrets not listening to him now.
Shoot. Who are you again?
Zachary Steele, sir. I was here yesterday from the magazine feature about your home.
Ah, that Zachary, the photographer. I remember now. Just when you think she'd be careful meddling around media types these days, she makes friends with one.
It was really just small chit-chat, sir. The usual. To keep things entertaining. The shoot did take the whole afternoon to finish.
Oh, I'm sure she was pleasantly entertained. She wouldn't be making friends with media types if she wasn't. No matter. She's her own woman. She can do what she wants so long as she doesn't do anything to ruin herself.
I'm sure Miss Wright is aware of that, sir.
That she is. But we aren't here to talk about her, are we? What is this about today? The city's a long way from here. On push bike, no less.
Yeah, I was actually hoping to talk to her.
Of course. Here for another headline, perhaps.
Not exactly, sir. I'm off work. This is for something else.
That's what they always say. The next thing you know, your face is in the front page of every conceivable scandal sheet going all the way to the ass end of Plymouth. You media types have such an insatiable taste for gossip. It's almost amazing.
There won't be any of that in an interior design magazine, sir. I can assure you that one.
Oh, you never know. Well-trained hounds have an uncanny way of sniffing out things no matter where you keep them. I do admire the passion, though. It takes a lot of energy for someone to leave bed this early let alone knock at someone else's door at this hour. That aside, unfortunately, you're going to have to come back some other day.
No! Sorry.
You see, darling wife left not a moment ago. I have not an inkling where she went or when she'll be back, so you're better off.
Love, is it the movers?
Right on the cue. He stops speaking altogether, and the complacent impression he has collapsed on it itself. Slowly he turns as just his wife walks up to him with a step too lively for a comfort, a smile too sweet to be honest. He's very likely heard everything her husband and I have talked about.
Going off somewhere.
I've got the few things I want them to transfer already. Marianne made this splendid arrangement for the music room and... Love, are you listening?
I thought you already left, Buttercup.
She musters a frown, a pout even like. This mischievous gleam in her eyes when she glances at me says all there is I need to know. I would have laughed at her antics if it wouldn't offend the other man. But as it is, it's better to let his wife have her fun without any reaction from me. I'm trending on dangerous ground with him already.
Well, I most certainly have not left yet. I wouldn't
my
be
God.
standing here if I did, would I?
I knew it. I would ship them.
Of course you wouldn't be, darling. But don't you need to be somewhere else today? Something with Marianne? Shopping, girl, things?
Oh, I'll be leaving in a few. Unless you want to join us.
No thanks, darling. I'm afraid my liver, it's killing me today. Ooh!
What the f- What? Ooh! What the fuck is that? Ooh!
I thought as much. You needn't have to worry. I'll be gone in a few. It's just that I heard we have a visitor. What kind of person would I be if I didn't greet him before leaving?
A very gracious one, I'm sure.
Ooh!
Zachary, right? Zach? It's a pleasure to see you again.
Likewise, ma'am. I was actually looking for you.
Is that so? What for?
A huge display of unprofessionalism is what it's for.
Shush, darling. Let the man speak. I'm sure it isn't anything like that if he has to come all the way here, yes?
It's about yesterday.
Okay,
The
hold
photos
on.
you asked,
I'm thinking of what I need to Oh shit. If I pick the wrong one here. Oh no. Uh-oh. Can we possibly... No! Well, this is Ash parts. If we didn't pick... Wait, is it really this Ash part? I think this is Ash part. Oh, yep, this is Ash. If we go over here, we won't get to talk much. I think it's just given, considering how many of the lines here for Ash for Hannah, and this is for Ash. Look, this is for Ash. Okay. In the ending, it's still the same end, so that's good. Yeah, that's good.
The copies are ready, but
My hand still as I'm about to fish the prince out of my pocket. A short second passes at the which strikes me on how I didn't think this through at all. How I'll go about telling her regardless the strange photos and revealing this to her in the presence of another person. Her husband gazing over us like a hawk doesn't provide any sort of comfort either. And just like that, all the words I have been practicing to say on our way here inevitably falls stiffly off my mouth. Miss Wright would have noticed my hesitance because shortly she gave her husband's arm a gentle squeeze and a tender smile gracing her face. Unlike the first, this one is meant to appease.
Love, I think Hansi might need some of your input for the final guest list. Could you check on him, please?
bollocks! Why in all Luxborn do I have to be there? Doing tedious jobs are what he's being paid for.
Because if we end up with people whose faces you do not want to show up in our housewarming party, we won't be hearing the end of it. Unless a heavy dose of liquor's involved. You know what the doctor said about that. Please do poor 𝗠𝘆 and your liver a favor,
He can handle that on his own, Buttercup. And my liver is doing just fine.
I'm sure it is. But I don't know, love. I think I caught a glimpse of the name 𝘁𝙭, was it? I think it was 𝘁𝙭 on it when I checked with 𝗠𝘆 earlier. You should see for yourself. It was quite a list.
Who put that blighted twat in there?
My god. Like that what blighted twat in there?
And that's why I'm asking you to look over it before I do so tonight.
Very well.
Even with that promise, he doesn't appear ready to leave. Short of passing through their doors, he stopped and glanced at me, all without bothering to hide the distrust in his eyes.
Luke, dear, I'll be fine. Go back to your butler. I'm not some pregnant wife you have to worry about.
Excuse me?
Fine, fine.
You
I have
got-
to go to that little ankle-biter's career day later anyway. I don't see why I have to go there. Kylie's your goddaughter.
And yet, she has you around her little fingers, darling.
Okay, first of all, that Kylie kid was the one from my thumbnail. Like the kid in my thumbnail that you bitches tell me that I look like it. Yeah. If he ever has an answer to that, we won't get to hear it above the heavy thud on the door makes, and Miss Wright's own weary exhale after she's sure her husband is out of the earshot. She's nothing but apologetic when she fixes her gaze back to me, but I can't help but return the same to her.
I'm so sorry you had to deal with that. My husband can be a bit trying when he
Do I
really
look like
applied
her?
himself.
The fuck? You bitches don't look like the ghost. Anyway, I'm so okay.
It's fine, Miss Wright. No harm done. It was my fault for showing up here unannounced. And this might be strange coming from me, but he does have the right to be wary. The press can be quite vicious when it wants to be.
But unexpectedly, they'll pick you apart. It is not surprising why he acted the way he did around me.
Sweetie, if Luke treats every journalist who shows up here like that, I'm afraid we'll end up with a harassment lawsuit hanging over our heads sometime in the future. Vicious or not, some sort of finesse has to be exercised when dealing with them.
Good.
I'm sorry, I hope that wasn't too offensive.
Not at all, Miss Wright. Besides, I don't think an interior design magazine would be interested in who harassed who this week. Unless it has something to do with fighting over tastefully arranged furniture. But even then, I don't think our readers would be too interested.
Oh, dearie. You've got a lot to learn. You really have no idea how a single tassel can ignite a spark in a crowd.
I can't understand her from a poor broke girl opinion. It's just that one wrong move and this media is up to your ass.
Of course, at the end of the day, it's still the thought that counts. It's still a lovely anniversary gift from my husband. No matter, let's just go.
She doesn't wait for an answer and immediately wanders over the car parked some distance from us. Unsure, I find myself trailing after her. A chauffeur automatically opens the passenger side door as she nears, and she gestures for me to follow when she climbs into the back seat.
Where are we going exactly?
I need to get out of this stuffy house for a while. Moving in, planning the party. It's starting to get suffocating in there. Luke and 𝗠𝘆 can have their fun while I'm gone. I don't care. I'm getting out because I can. Another minute in there and I'll drown.
My bike.
There are, of course, a lot of things questionable about her invitation. Why she's asking a person she has only known for less than 2 days in the first place is one. How appropriate this is being another. And the rest of it oh my god, I got scared. The rest of it crashes the moment she shoot me an appalling look.
Please? I can have someone send it back to your address later. And it's just a trip to the city for some furniture, nothing more, I assure you. Marianne will be with us, and maybe you can tell me why you're here on the way.
Guess it wouldn't hurt. I might have to leave early, though.
Excellent, then. Hop in. That's what they often say, yes?
This can be a good idea, but I really don't have any other choice, do I? Especially when the way her eyes light up when I agree to it. In my pocket, the very picture of her remains faceless. A faceless shadow hanging threateningly between us, unknown to her. Okay, we're gonna end this part now. Because it's getting late. It's already 1:30 on my end. And your girl is getting tired talking. I feel like my throat is about to jump out of my fucking... I think my throat is just about to jump out anytime soon. But I'm gonna save first. Okay, saving. Okay, so that's it for today, I guess. Alright, see you next time. I'll be sure to drop by again. Thank you again, certain Tiger VTuber clip. Oh my god, your name is so long. Okay, the only thing I remember is that we're going to talk about Hannah, about the picture that we saw, and maybe she could understand and why she needs to see it. But I need to see the branching tree real quick. Where are we at the moment? Okay, so there's gonna be question here. I don't really mind this because this is gonna be Ash parts, so I don't care about that, because in the end it's still gonna be in one-sided thing. So we'll see how it goes tomorrow in the next stream. Hopefully we get to see the part, but I'm not entirely sure how we can manage to see if how she's gonna react. We'll see. I might have to look. Either way, just wanna say thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure, if you guys haven't subscribed yet, make sure to subscribe and hit that bell so you guys won't miss any update. Make sure to follow me on Twitter and join my Discord. The link is in description down below, and I'll see you guys in my next stream. Bye bye. Matane everyone. Bye bye.